gives me great privilege to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Becky Skillman.
Wow, some crowd, huh? Yes. And Ed Soliday, you are indeed a partner in progress. Thanks so much for being here today, for supporting Jim as well. You know, Ed mentioned being a member of one of the commissions. I chair the state's Counterterrorism and Security Council. Ed, one of our newest members of that council, he takes this role very seriously, as each of us do. He brings great expertise to that role from his 30 years or so in aviation, but we appreciate all you do, and I know your constituents here do as well. So thanks. It's great to see you outside of the State House and here much closer to your home. And it's good to be here with so many friends and to make new friends as well. Always a pleasure to be with my fellow elected officials, including Mayor Costas. I know Senator Ed Charbonneau is here today as well, another partner in policy. We have local government officials and many community leaders and business leaders, so thanks for coming out to support Jim. And I would say Bass Pro Shops now get my Gold Star Award for being favorite venue for a fundraiser, and I've been at many and been the recipient of many, but good choice. I think that's because Jim is such an avid outdoorsman. Isn't that right, Jim? And he caught that fish. Yeah. Caught that fish. Well, I think each of you here might agree with me that Jim Snyder is a rising star in Indiana politics. But you know what? More important, he's already a star in life. Jim certainly has the right values. He has the right leadership skills to move the city forward. I know he has his priorities in the right order. You know, he cares so much about the children. He cares about the youth of this community. He knows that our children are to be cared for. They are to be encouraged. Our young people need to be engaged in our communities if Portage is to be sustainable and continues to thrive. But he also brings great business skills to the position as well. Now, you may know that Indiana, at a high point, had 5,000 or so mortgage companies within our borders. Well, that number has dwindled to 500 or so. And Jim's company could have gone under as well, but he managed prudently. He has been frugal and taken care of his employees at the same time. Now, aren't those traits that we want in a leader of a city? And yes, let's give him a round. And I'm pleased to know as well that he will, or maybe has, rolled out his comprehensive plan and his vision for the city as well. Because how can we know how to move the community forward if we don't have a plan? And the governor and I have worked so hard for 6.5 years now to move our state forward. But of course, we can't do that unless each community moves forward. I mention that because we need very strong partners at the local level. And Jim brings that talent. We do so look forward to having him as a partner. I hope you are proud that your state is a fiscally sound state and an economically sound state, because there are not many around us and across the country who can say the same. Especially with Senator Charbonneau, Representative Soliday here today as well. I want them to know how much we appreciate their strength and their courage all the way to the finish line during this most recently ended session of the Indiana General Assembly. You know, we had to make some pretty tough decisions along the way. It's true that Indiana has seen a $1 billion shortfall of revenue on which we base this current budget cycle. But it's also true that the new budget we adopted will be structurally balanced in year one, and we end the biennium with a projected $1 billion in revenues. So thank you, gentlemen, for being stalwart, for helping us be fiscally responsible. And now Indiana can surge forward once again when so many states will be digging out of a hole for quite some time to come. That affects our economic position as well among the states. It's one reason we work so hard to be competitive. Now, you might think it's unfortunate that it becomes a competition among the states, but you know what? That's always the case. It's just even more so during tough economic times. Indiana was among the leaders in private sector job growth for 2010. In fact, our job growth rate was twice the national average. And going forward, businesses that have plans to expand, businesses that might be looking to locate here in this region or anywhere in Indiana will feel much more confident that state government is not coming after them for a greater share of that tax burden. It is all connected. Jim certainly understands that. That's why we need him as a partner going forward. I know I'm preaching to the choir because each of you are here to support him in this effort, but I also want to reinforce that he will need you long beyond today. This could tend to be a dogfight, isn't that right, Jim? Could be quite a dogfight, and I know you're all up to the challenge, but he will not only need your financial support, he will need you to talk to your friends and your neighbors and to share the good message about what he brings to this office and what he plans to do for the city of Portage. So I think it's time now to hear from the man of the hour. Let's welcome Mayor of Portage to be elected, Jim Snyder.